Where do we find you guys?
Oh, here and there. We're
Here,
sort of
there, and everywhere.
scattered across the globe, the band at the moment. And until next time we get back together to do some more work.
So when are you going to see each other next?
That will be in early August for rehearsals. And when we do the summer festivals that we have there, Wacken and some other festivals that we're doing. Yeah.
This is all around the release of Deceivers, which comes out the 12th of August. How do you feel in the time between finishing the album and it actually coming out?
I mean, it's kind of a long time between finishing and releasing, but actually the way we have it set up this time, it's quite full of excitement in a way, because we've, had individual releases for singles, all based around their music videos, which are all really strong songs and have been received very well. And then we also were able to actually even do a tour before the album came out, but still play those songs. So like we were playing 3 songs on the last tour that have not yet been released on an album, which is pretty exciting. So even though it might seem like a long time, it's going really quickly.
And we made a bunch of stuff last late summer last year. We met up in Europe and we shot a bunch of videos and took photos and did a lot of other sort of stuff that we needed content for this. Yeah, we've been kind of busy actually. It took a while to put everything together, but that was okay, I think.
Obviously, one of the things we can't avoid is the last 2 years that we've all been through, and that's
why. What happened?
And that's
what were you doing?
How am I only hearing about this now?
But it seems like obviously Sweden was one of the countries that took a different approach at the beginning of the pandemic. They didn't really bring in the restrictions and everyone was kind of keeping an eye on how things played out over there. And that kind of coincided with when you guys were starting to plan this new album. So did that freedom change the way that things worked for you, or were you able to do things pretty much as you intended from the beginning?
I mean, it was a bit of both. I mean, initially it was kind of easy. And we have a kind of a little bit of a unique story in a way there, because we were supposed to take 2020 off anyway to write, or just to take some time off and then to begin writing basically, and maybe start recording in 2020. And that's when most, a lot of our colleagues ran into a lot of problems that year. Of course, all the cancellations and postponed tours and stuff like that. So we got off easy that first year. And then, I was both me and Daniel were in Sweden at the time, and Daniel plays drums and does a lot of our demo, engineering demos and even some of the album engineering as well,
right? And
co-writing and stuff like that. So, that just kind of flowed in a normal way, really. I mean, once that we realized that this is going to go on for a while. It's not going to be over in 3 months. Then we thought, well, might as well just get stuck into this then and have something to focus on. So I think we actually got started working on this a bit earlier than we had anticipated, really, because we just came off like a really long touring cycle, really, or like two album cycles, really, that just ran seamlessly into each other.
Yeah,
I'm talking like over 500 shows or something. So in total over those years. So it was just, I don't know. I think we were initially thinking of taking more time off there, but then, it was nice to have something to focus on and just have the feeling that there was something that we might be able to release it someday and so forth.
So how about for you, Alissa? Because obviously you're on the other side of the Atlantic at this point. What was your experience like from the beginning of the album writing process?
So I kind of split the 2 years on both sides of the Atlantic. So 2020, I was, west of it. 2021, I was east of it. But yeah, I mean, Canada was kind of the opposite of Sweden in a way and had extremely strict restrictions So strict at one point that the police refused to enforce it because even they thought it was ridiculous. I don't know if you remember that in Ontario, but yeah. So, I mean, it's like, in general, I'm a pretty chill person and I don't really judge people on, decisions that they make in times of stress, because obviously nobody knows how to handle this. This is a brand new situation for everyone. And I definitely don't think that it was handled very well, but at the same time, I don't know what the right way to do it would have been. So I definitely enjoyed 2021 more than 2020. But yeah, I mean, we were all kind of, like you said, we were all kind of stuck in the same boat. So
when did your part of the process begin? And did you have any issues with that, with being over this side of the Atlantic?
Not really, because when it comes to the lyric writing part that I do and arranging the vocals, I kind of have to be alone to do that anyways, because otherwise I would just be sitting there in silence in deep thought for 6 hours with the rest of the guys just kind of staring at me, waiting for me to do something. Because that's kind of what the writing process is like. It's just a lot of silence, and then some awkward tapping on a beat, and and then scribbling on paper. It's not it's probably not how people picture it, with some hallelujah moment, and it's it's a process. There's a lot of making something, going back. So
Yes.
for that, I like to be alone anyways, and that usually gets the songs, I would say 90% of where they're going to be. And then by the time it came to finish up, polish it all up, then I was able to meet up with Michael, actually. So then we spent some time together in Germany, and adjusted some words and some arrangements, and really went through the ideas very carefully before I went into studio.
Right. So this is your 11th album. So, you've had a lot of experience of putting albums together. When you actually came around to starting this one, did you have a mission statement? What was the goal for this album after 10 albums before?
That's like a buzzword now, mission statement, isn't it? Or mission. It's I hear that a lot now. Sorry. I don't know. We don't really have a mission statement, other than we just want it to be as good as, or even better than, the previous ones. I mean, that's what you hope for. That's what you want. But it just, you just start right. We really start writing without any agenda like that. Really. Yeah. I think we just. I mean, it just comes from a place of having fun and being creative, and just trying to bring out the metal that's fun to listen to. And that we enjoy, and then if we enjoy it and we think it kicks ass, then it's we believe that other people will enjoy it as well. And so it's not really it's not like we have this a mission, or it's just just a creative flow. You start it once it starts slow, and you sort of it takes a while to get going, and then you pick up speed, and you sort of you really get into that zone, and you're getting deeper and deeper into if things move a lot faster, and you start cold in a way. If you haven't been writing for a while or whatever, if you've been in tour mode or something like that, then it's hard to switch over to the other mode, the writing mode, immediately. But we really got into it that year. That first year, it was great.
Did you try anything new on this record?
I think we always sort of try new stuff. We're writing new songs, of course. And I mean, for me personally, as we tour, usually I'll pick up on new things. Either, sometimes I'll surprise myself on stage and be like, "Ooh, that was cool. I should do that on an album." I'll just do something just to try it.
Yeah.
Or, we'll see also, when we tour, we'll see how the songs that we've written on previous albums are received by fans. And so sometimes that even subliminally might encourage us, oh, okay, so As the Pages Burn gets an awesome response, so we want that response all the time, so maybe we'll write another one like that. But I can't imagine forcing yourself to go against what comes naturally when it comes to songwriting. So I think more than it being new, it's more just evolving.
Yeah, I think that's like the one phase of being in a band where you're not really into a professional band, like, you know, a tour, like something like Arch Enemy is. There's a lot of things that we have to do that, you know, we kind of have to be a part of the machine or whatever, you know. There's a lot of things that we have to do in order to get this album out there and do it. And then we kind of have to go on tour. We enjoy going on tour, but it's not like we have a choice. We actually probably have, that's the only way we can really promote our music, is to play concerts.
Yeah,
and reach people. But you know, when we're writing songs, I think that's like the one time that we don't really have any pressure, really. I mean, you know, except the pressure from ourselves to come up with something great. And you know, it's really enjoyable. It's really enjoyable as well. So that's kind of the fun. That's a really fun part of it.
Absolutely.
So we don't ruin that with like setting ourselves. You know, I think you're setting yourself up for failure if you just try to have this, you know, agenda. We write a lot as well, so it's like not everything makes it on the record. In the end, you kind of, I think a little bit later on in the process, you're sort of like, you know what, I think this would make a cool record. These 10, 11, 12 songs seem to fit together. Then a few of them maybe don't fit in that well. You know what I mean? So that's probably when you make those choices a little bit later on.
And when do you actually start to think about how the songs are going to sit next to each other as a record, like in the order and the flow of the album? Is that something that you leave till everything's done and recorded, or you start thinking about it during the process?
I mean, I'm always like writing opening tracks, you know. I always think, yeah, this is going to be the opening track. Now this one's going to be the opening song, you know. And it's like they always feel that great, you know, when they're new and fresh, you know. But I mean, there was one song that I thought would end up being the closing song, a song called Spreading Black Wings. I just thought that would be a great closing song on the album, but then it actually ended up not being that. So, you know, things change, and that's fine, I guess. You know, it's just a part of it. You know, things happen along the way, and you know, it's actually pretty cool to put together a track list for an album, even though I know that it's not really how people, well, I should say, how a lot of people don't really listen to music that way anymore, or so we're told anyway.
I wonder how many people spend as much time on it as they used to, because people do tend to put things on shuffle, or they just pick out their favorite songs. But I think it's still really important to have an album that flows and tells some kind of story that way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're still of that, you know, what should I say? We're of that generation, I guess, of music listeners. Mindset, yeah. We just really... that's how, you know, we do both. You know, we do these digital singles and market those, and all of that, and the whole, you know, streaming playlist, you know, game and all that. We do that, and then we do in YouTube, you know, the videos that we do and everything, and all that stuff does really well for us. But then we also, for us, I think maybe on a personal level, I think to everyone in this band, it's more like when we get that final album, that's like the complete work. You know, that's what we're most. So we try to create a really nice, you know, package, and, you know, with the artwork and the photography and the lyrics and everything is important, you know, the layouts and everything, the flow of the album, the track listing, you know.
Yeah, everything's important. And I've seen you guys multiple times in different countries even. And you're, you know, you're definitely one of the bands that's at the forefront of what I would call true metal. So what do you see as being the new generation? What new bands do you see taking the metal genre forward at this point?
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, what is true? You know, true is like you know, what's true to one person isn't true for another, to the next person, maybe, you know. True. Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so many great new bands out there, you know, in various styles. I mean, there's so many subgenres now compared to when I mean, there was a lot of subgenres when I was a kid as well, but not as many as now. I mean, it's multiplied by, you know, it's just so crazy now. I mean, I don't even know what all those subgenres are, and, you know, and it's quite free now. There's a lot of people, you know, it seems to be quite, it's a different landscape now. There's a lot of cross-pollination of styles going on.
Any bands that you're particularly excited about, though?
I mean, you know, I like a lot of bands, you know, but it's, I don't know if they're like the future of metal or whatever, you know. I think that's a bit of I don't really believe in those kind of tags, you know, putting that on people, on bands is a bit much, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of great bands. We got a great band, and we took out a band called Ginger on their first like big European tour a few years ago. We like them, and then we also like this band Onto Others that we're bringing out in Europe, and we had them out in North America now recently as well.
What is next for you guys? You already mentioned that you're playing some festivals.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got the festivals. I think 6 shows anyway in August. I think 5 of them are festivals, and 1 of them is not. And then we have a few more weeks off. Not a lot though. And then we go back out at the end of September. We do this big, I think it's 6-week long tour that we're doing in Europe and UK. Starts in the UK at the end of September, towards the end of September. So that's kind of like a big tour for us, you know. It's some really big rooms, you know, out in Europe, and hopefully we'll fill them up. And you know, it's great. We got it's Arch Enemy, Behemoth, Carcass, and Onto Others. So it's a great bill.
This is amazing, Bill.
Yeah. So, you know, not to be missed, in my humble opinion.
Not to be
I'll be there. I'm going to make sure I'm there.
I hope so.
I might show up.
You know what?
Actually.
Yeah, right. I think I'm going to go to every show.
You're a true fan.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much. Congratulations on the album. I absolutely love it. I do think that this is an album that's, you know, you say you want to keep getting better, and I just think this takes everything that's great about Arch Enemy and takes it to the next level. So congratulations on that. I look forward to hearing some of these songs in a room with you guys, and hopefully that won't be too far in the future. So
great.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
Thanks, Steve. Cheers.